This isn't okay. Listen, this isn't an attack against pro-Palestinians nor Palestinians who argue against who argue about the Nakba, which was supposedly when IDF soldiers kicked out Palestinians and Arabs with force in 1947 to 1948. But this is more of my response, but also I don't mean to attack pro-Palestinians, and I don't want you to consider this whenever you think of Nakba. However, I guess you should consider it, but think of this more as something other people argue about. I do use this argument, but not as much as other people. So, the pro-Palestinian argument against about the Nakba is that the fact that IDF soldiers or Israeli soldiers kicked out Palestinians and Arab force in 1947 to 1948. But here's the problem. Palestinians such as Yassat, Yemi Yal Esel, Wakan Eni Yan Yuhili, and Israel Yuna, and over thousands of more said, quote, "We left Israel and they didn't kick us out." Now, I want you to look at Yassat. He was born in Gaza in the city of Khan Yunis, and he wrote in his diary, now called, quote, "The Test of a Palestinian." If you want to find this, go to Google Books and search it up. He wrote, quote, "When we got to the land of Israel, they greeted us and warned us of the state of Palestine, or the state of the Arabs." It depends on what translation you use. Now, I was unaware, though if I was unaware, I would have surely been more knowledgeable than they. The kingdom of Jordan came and raided us. The Israeli soldiers told us to leave and seek shelter in other countries while they fought Jordan, Syria, Lebanon, and Egypt. They recommended us to go to the land of the Saudis, Saudi Arabia, the land of the fertile, Iraq, and they protected us for 4 weeks and 3 days. I was sent to Oman, where I seek shelter, care, and nurture. It's been about 6 weeks since I left the Jewish land. I am happy, but I pray to Allah that they stop attacking the Holy Land, for they are getting us killed. Now I want you to look at Yemi Yal Esel, who was a Syrian Palestinian born in East Jerusalem in the West Bank. He wrote in his notebook, which is now called Israeli. It's just simply called Israeli. In this notebook, he writes, quote, "In the land of the wolves, Jordan, I have retreated to Israel for shelter. I have stayed in Slender, Haifa, for a month now. They are warning us of wolves, Jordanian soldiers, and the land of the Pet, or Egypt, invading Israel. They are telling me to go to the Seven Emirates, or the UAE, for shelter while they protect our land. Let's even look at what Khan Eni Yan Yuhili, who was an Egyptian Palestinian patriarch, who wrote in his papers, which he called Death to Woe. He writes, quote, "They who are here in Israel are wanting me to go to Syria. I tell them who are attacking Israel for us, quote, don't attack the Jews. You are just getting us killed, or you are just killing us. People called me blasphemous for shouting this on the street. Oh, Wallahi, may you bless those people with knowledge. It got to the point where the Israeli Defense Forces kicked us out of Israel because of my own Muslim brothers. I don't blame the Jews in any way. They now think I'm a terrorist because of so many of my brothers and sisters in Allah are attacking them. I pray for the Jews. I pray for my fellow Muslim friends to turn to peace through Allah, and I hope to return to my homeland." Now, Israel Yuna was a Sudanese patriarch who lived in Palestine, and you might mistake his name Israel Yuna for him being from Israel. But however, he had nothing to do with Israel besides living in Palestine. His name isn't connected to Israel. However, he has nothing to do with Israel, like I said before. Nor his blood it's connected to Israel. It's actually connected to the pronunciation of Israel in Aramaic, which means beauty. It means nothing to do with Israel. He wrote in 1999 saying, quote, "I hope Hamas burns in hell. I hope that Hamas dies for killing my 12-year-old son after the Nakba." Here's as an example, he said these things about Hamas. 1, quote, "I tell my Palestinian and Arab and Muslim brothers, do not attack Israel, for in the Quran it is written, they are the descendants of Jacob, may Allah be with him." 2, I hate Hamas. I hate what they stand for. I hate their existence. They killed my son Madal. Now Allah shall punish them. 3, Hamas. I don't want you here in Palestine. We Gazans stand with Israel. Also, a bunch of Gazans, around 70,000, openly supported his message. And Hamas did kill some of them, so it's kind of impossible for you to say. So you might say, so how does this support your thoughts on the Nakba? Well, in his writings, he also said, quote, we left Fort Jordan for our safety. It was because of Hamas. I wish I could love Palestine, but I hate this land because of Hamas. I hope Israel exterminates the Hamas militants. So, yeah.